Hi everyone, I'm here with a Father's Day card with a difference. Now I saw one on Pinterest that looked similar to that, okay, and then it's like a wallet and you open it up and okay, this one's in there. Okay, so there, like that. Open it up. You've got a gift card holder here. Okay, and then in here it says Happy Father's Day, and then this is an area that you can write a little message if you wanted to. But I'm going to bring you closer, and you can see that when you fold it over, it has, see those ridges like creases where it sort of bulks up in here. It doesn't want to close real well. So I thought, how am I supposed to get around that? Well, the only way that I thought that that would be possible would be, and let's zoom out, if I cut it. Now, did I have one that I cut already? Hold on. Can't, oh yes, here we go. So, no, right, no, here it is. So, and that folded over really, really well, but it's fairly boring. So what I thought I'd do, folds over nicely with that inside, doesn't bulk up. So what I thought I'd do would be to colour up the paper. Now what I'm doing is just, I've taken a piece of Craft Recollections cardstock that's 8.5 by 11 inches, and I'm just wetting it with water to soften it. Ugh. And then I'm going to get it and scrunch it up carefully because I don't want to rip it. Okay. Okay, and then very carefully unfold it. Okay, so then scrunch it up again if you want, if you're not happy with all the creases, and then open it up until you're happy with it, and then we need to dry it. So let me just wipe this down. Spread it out, and then I will dry that with my heat gun. Now I don't want to straighten it out too much because I want those creases in there to show for the next step. So I've been drying this for 5 minutes with the heat gun, and you can see all those darker areas there. That means it's still wet or damp in those areas. So got to keep going. So now the fun part starts. Taking some Rusty Hinge Distress ink and just running that all along there. I wonder which side I should do. We'll start off with this one. Now, Vintage Photo. I really want to get that down the bottom area too. So, pressing firmly. And now I'm going to spray it again, just to spread all that goodness around. So now I'm just going to spread it around with my fingers. Looking good. And now back to drying it. Okay. All right. I'll be back. So I did one earlier, and it's so it could be completely dry before we went to the next step, which is we're going to try and iron it as flat as possible. So just got a travel iron here, and because it's got the distress ink all over it, I thought I'd just use a piece of greaseproof paper over the top. It doesn't seem to be flattening out too well, so I guess this is going to take a while. So I'll speed it up and see how we go. A bit better, but I don't think so. Not much anyway, and it's sort of warping a bit now, so I think I'm going to try and fold it up now. So I want to cut this down to the size that I usually make my cards. So it shrunk fairly well. Okay, so I'm just trying to think. 7 7/8. So I want the main card part to be 4 1/4. Yep, 7 3/8 is what I'm going to cut it down to. Right. So now what I'm going to do with that is score it at the halfway mark here, which is 5 1/4 for me, but probably be 5 1/2 for you. But if you use 8 1/2 by 11, then and do this technique with the water and everything, it's going to shrink by at least 1/4 inch. So bear that in mind. Right. Yep. So this is probably going to be difficult to see where I've scored it. Okay, there it is. There. There. Oh my goodness. Impossible to see. Okay. And then this way, well, it's going to be half anyway, so I'm just going to fold it over. And just being very careful. Okay, so that's what we have now. Now when you fold it over, as I said earlier, it sort of puckers in the centre. So the only way I could get around that was to cut up the centre. And so what I'm going to do is angle it. So find that centre point there and just come over slightly. Don't take a V shape out of it. Okay, so about there will do. Okay. So then that folds over nice and easy. So I just want to reinforce these folds. Okay. So then we need to apply wet glue to the sides to close them over. So the best tool for this is the fine line applicator with some Scotch quick dry adhesive just on the edges there. And then fold it over and let it dry completely before we go on to the next step. Okay, it's going to seep out, but that's okay. Put that down there. Alright, so I'm just going to put that aside to dry and I'll be back. So the next step that I did was mark the faux stitching. Now I used the white Signo, Uniball Signo broad pen for the others, but I think I want to do it a bit darker with this one, so I'm going to just use a Stampin' Right marker in early espresso. So I'm coming in about 1/4 of an inch roughly, and this is the outside, so we're going to go just around the perimeter of this, not near the crease. And we're on the inside here, and we're going all around the perimeter. There we go. It's not too defined on the outside, so I'm going to try the white with the other one. So that's it there. So then I took some cream cardstock and cut it down to, what's this, roughly 9.5 inches by 3 3/8, and folded it in half. And then I stamped on Happy Father's Day, so any sentiment would do there. I just used the Simon Says Stamp Father's Day set. That one there for that, and that one goes in there, and you just line it up with those with the center, and then that just closes like that. Now also we're going to put the word Dad on some squares on the front. Now this was just the leftover from the paper that I cut down for the wallet, so I'm just turning it over. I think they ended up being 7/8 of an inch by 7/8 of an inch. So I'm going to adhere those to that, but first of all I need to stamp the word Dad. So D-A-D on those. And oh, here it is. Okay. Now I think I'm going to use black on this only because it'll stand out a lot better than the brown. So I'll use some Onyx Black. And try and stamp it in the middle. Okay, So we need 2 D's and an A. Where'd they go? Oh, here. Alright, and the A. Just got to be careful with this one because it the ink is on the surround, rubber surround. It's all covered around it there. So, alright, so that's done. So I'll just wait till they dry a bit. This one might be alright. So I'm just going to take some wet glue. This is Scotch Quick Dry. And then I'm just going to take my Timmy ruler and I'm going to centre it, which is roughly about there, and bringing it up just slightly from the bottom. And we're just going to, oops, that's the A, so put the D there. Where'd the A go? Let's get the A now. Well, there's still glue there. Oh, that's not gluing down too well because it's all crinkly. Put a bit more on it. Alright, let's put the A on. Okay. We'll space it about 1/8 of an inch apart. And now, last D. Okay. Just don't want them to stick up too much. Now I'll go around the perimeter of those squares with the same marker that I used for the faux stitching, and I'm not using a ruler with this one. I'm just going to do tiny and that's the front done. Okay, so now we need to make the pocket, and all I've done is taken a piece of the craft cardstock and it's cut at 4.5 inches by 2.5 inches, scored at 1/2 inch on the 2 short ends and 1/2 inch on the bottom edge there, so the sides like that, so it folds over like that. Then I just stamped "For You" in a flourish heart on the front. Now, before I do anything else to that, just going to ink the edges. Oh, and then I took my 1 1/4 inch circle punch and just punched out a half circle in there. We'll use the walnut stain for this. Alright, so that's that. Then all I did to attach it was put some wet glue on the ends there to join that to the sides, the bottom to the sides, and then applied wet glue to these tabs. Making sure I go right on the edge, but not too close to the inside edge. So right to the outside edge, but not too close to the inside edges, because it might seep out. So just going to position it, center it, sort of, try, in there like that, and stick it down. So just rub that all over, and that glue's going to seep out, but you can't help that. Okay. Really want that to dry before we do anything, before we put the card inside. So for the cards, I just used Word and typed up insert gift card here a few times in the document, and spaced them enough so that I could cut them out at 3 3/8 by 2 1/8, which is what our gift cards are here in Australia. And then that can sit in there like that, and that gives the purchaser of your cards, if you are selling them, it tells them that that's where you put your gift card in there, that's where it goes. And then you've got your sentiment piece there, so that's it there. I'm just trying to get it lined up there, and then closes over like that. How awesome is that? Cool. I love it. And it just feels and looks like a wallet too. So there we go. Have fun with it. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.